If I'll say I don't need anyone, I can say the things to you, bro. I can turn on anyone, just like I turn on you. I got out, sound like a racer, switch spin the night. I can do your favorites, but you do whatever I like. Here I am, and you're a good queen. I'm not barely young, but honey, I ain't naive. Here I am, you're a good queen, oh yeah. I beat so much, but honey, you're a bit obscene.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to a special edition of the Monday Night Wrestlevessel show. It's going to be airing on a different day. Right now, it actually is Monday night when I'm recording this audio, but I don't think we're going to be airing this footage until maybe Wednesday or Thursday. But, yeah, I'm back from this whole WrestleMania weekend thing, and I have so many great stories, photos, and videos to share with you guys. This could be kind of a long video, but there's just so much to tell and show. And I know you guys are going to be very entertained by this. I expect this to probably be our best video ever. I'm not even kidding. Our best video ever for the wrestling news show between me and the Aftershock. So let me just get it started with it. We're going to start off with Access, which was on Thursday night, April 4th. I attended the Access with both my brother and his two friends. We first got there, and we waited around outside on the line, took a couple pictures, had this picture of the Undertaker symbol. There's also like a CM Punk picture on that thing as well. And it was very comical stuff. A lot of people were walking by. And at one point, my brother's friend goes to something about some guy carrying cotton candy and popcorn. He's like, "Let's give it up for the popcorn guy." And the guy's like, "Yo, man, you're not feeling me, are you?"
Let's give him a round of applause. Everybody clap for the popcorn guy.
That's enough for now.
He's like, "I'm just trying to do my job, brother." And we're just like, we found you very entertaining. Or no, I'm like, "No, I'm filming someone else." Or, "We just found you very entertaining." It was very funny. The guy got so mad like that we were filming him outside the line. And then we were some of the loudest people would chants like, "Cena sucks," or "Let us in, let us in, Cena sucks, Cena sucks." And the cameraman was following us around. It was great. I really thought we were going to be on TV and they're going to show some of this stuff, but apparently at WrestleMania they didn't even air anything showing Access footage, which is very shocking. We were let in a couple minutes late. Maybe it was around, I don't know, 6:05, 6:10. I'm supposed to be getting at 6, but it's okay though, because I heard some of the other Access people really got ripped off on feature days. So we first come in. The first thing you see is the Great Khali standing there. And I took a picture of the Great Khali with some fan in a wheelchair. I took another picture of him, I deleted it because it came out a little blurry. But Khali was just standing there. I saw him like the first 5 minutes, he just disappeared. There are tons of exhibits there at this Access thing. There's like stuff about like Mick Foley's ring gear, Trish Stratus's ring gear. They had a gigantic Andre the Giant statue. They had all these old WrestleMania banners and things. I took one picture of WrestleMania 6 and 7. Andre the Giant's ring gear, even when he was like a machine and stuff like that. They had like all this WrestleMania footage from different years. I took a picture of WrestleMania 4 where you see Trump and like the WrestleMania 4 tournament bracket. They even had like a section about the old women wrestlers, like the Jumping Bomb Angels, things like that, and the titles. They had like Randy Savage's costume. They had like an Undertaker costume from like the late 90s. They had Triple H's crazy outfits. Lots and lots of great exhibits and things like that right there at Access. Then they also had a little downstairs section, which was by ringside. They had these like, first of all, they had Fruity Pebbles there. I guess they WWE aligned themselves with Fruity Pebbles since they're like the kid-friendly type stuff. And I guess John Cena is like the big sponsor for that or whatever. They had this like little small wrestling ring with like Fruity Pebble stuff. Very entertaining stuff here overall though at Access. Another thing, they had wrestling figures. So my brother told me, jump in a picture. He used to make matches all the time when you were a kid. So there's a picture of a wrestling ring with figures and you see me standing there. I also had wrestling buddies. These ones are much smaller than the ones I had growing up, but they see some like Zack Ryder and John Cena. I'm holding the Zack Ryder one. My brother took some silly pictures of himself with Cena where he does the "you can't see me" thing and suck it. Then they had a little wrestling ring thing down by where the arena is supposed to be. Inside the wrestling ring there was some dark matches and things like that. like little like NXT guys or some jobber matches, and they also had a little contest in the ring. Like they said, like can you name the wrestler? And we're going in alphabetical order. Like it'd be like A, Andre Giant, B, Bad News Brown, C, Crush. And like once somebody could stumble, they couldn't get a name for that letter, they would you know, they'd be kicked out of the contest. You know, it's tough for some people. Like, you know, Q, what do you say? Maybe like Queen Cherry or Queen Charmel, but no, you got to think of a name though on the bubble. And the fans were yelling stuff, and I was really helping fans out. I'm like, I was yelling the most obscure names. I'm like, Giant Gonzalez, Xanta Claus. It was so funny though, like just yelling the names. I didn't film that part, but just a lot of fun. That they also had a contest where I posted it actually on YouTube. Maybe we'll take out some clips of that as well, where fans are doing this contest of imitating wrestlers. The first guy did Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis. And he's so funny when he does Teddy Long, because, you know, the little thing Teddy Long always says, like, holla, 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 me player. Tonight we're going to make this a tag team match, not a singles match. And he does that perfectly. And then he does the John Laurinaitis voice. Perfect stuff.
Well, how about this for the fans? We're not going to do it one-on-one, two people, not four. We're going to do a tag team match. Holla, holla. Hold on.
That's pretty good.
Tonight, you are going one-on-one with the Undertaker. Now, proudly introduce you, John Laurinaitis.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Laurinaitis. Please be quiet, because this is People Power. We are introducing a new era. People Power.
Yeah! Good job!
The Triple H guy was horrendous. We booed him out of the building, said, you suck. He just got embarrassed. There's another guy who did Zeb Coulter. You know, he's tough to do, but I think he did an okay job. It wasn't bad. The Savage guy was decent. Another person did AJ Lee, and they were a complete joke. It was a lot of fun, though, watching all these contests that were going on there at Access. I also filmed some interesting things, too. You see a little thing where Damien Sound... This actually aired on the WWE YouTube channel. They had Damien Sandow walking around, and he was cutting lines. Like I was in line for Ricky Steamboat at the time, and he cut line interrupted us. I'm like, Sandow, get out of our line. I want to meet Steamboat or something like that. And he eventually left. And then the next line over is the Primetime Players. And while I was in line for Steamboat, I saw him, and I filmed him interrupting a segment with the Primetime Players. And we're yelling stuff at him like, you're not the real genius. Where's your robe or whatever. Funny stuff watching him interrupt. I also got a picture of, you can see Michael Cole and JBL. They interrupted Jimmy Hart autograph signing, and I got a quick photo of that. Some great people that you got to meet, though. It's good value for your dollar if you just get the general admission, and you go on Thursday when it's less crowded because, like, you know, all the people for WrestleMania aren't there yet. I saw Diamond Dallas Page, as you can see the picture with me and him, going bang. I talked to him about the... how I was so proud he was nice to Randy Savage on DVD, and I've been talking to him in emails recently. I actually ended up seeing DDP all 3 days, though, because he was at the wrestling convention on Saturday and Sunday as well. I got to meet Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I basically said, you had fantastic matches with Savage and Flair. You still got it when you came back in 2009 and faced Jericho. Thanks for the great memories. I met Ron Simmons and Teddy Long. I told Teddy, thank you for getting the card. I actually mailed both of them for autographs recently, and Teddy Long had just gotten his card back that day. And Teddy told me that, oh yeah, I remember you. You're the guy that wrote that nice letter. I wrote something back. I'm like, yeah, Teddy, that is me. So he actually remembered who I was, which is very interesting. There's also a Randy Savage fan at this thing. He was kind of funny, but the guy I met on the weekend, wait till you see some of these clips. It's freaking amazing. But they were there. I also got to meet other guys. I don't have pictures with them, but I got to meet Bo Dallas. The pictures came out kind of blurry. I thought he was IRS's son, but I wasn't positive, so I didn't want to say anything. But we did wish him good luck in the future. Said maybe next year you'll be on the WrestleMania card. I met Epico and Primo. That was pretty funny because the line was originally for Zeb Coulter and Swagger, but they left, and everybody then left the line, so we just got to go right up front, which is awesome. And so I met Epico and Primo. And I also got to meet Sin Cara too. So I met 8 guys, and only for $50, so I got a good deal. I heard the VIP people, all they got to do is just meet the VIP wrestler, and that's it. So you spend like $150 or whatever, you meet Undertaker, or you meet CM Punk, and that's it. That's a ripoff. Now, I actually took some video footage of, you can see Undertaker actually doing some of the signing from the far ground in one of my videos. I think I did a video where Booker T's cutting a promo. And that video is getting a lot of hits right now on YouTube. There's a video of Booker T cutting a promo at Access. It already has 2,127 views as I'm talking to you guys right now. He actually mentioned that he really respected Chris Benoit and their Best of 7 series, and that's probably why it's getting so much attention. And the fans were clapping. Some people think it's disgusting. Other people are very interested in it, but he put over Chris Benoit. He actually said Harlem Heat also was the second greatest tag team behind the Dudley Boys. So check out that video, man. So much great stuff here. Oh, another great thing too is I only took a small clip of this, but we did this all night. Scott Stanford, the guy who works at WWE as like a ring announcer or whatever, he was doing some kids contest, and we're yelling like, "Scott Stanford, you're my hero! Scott Stanford rules!" And it's just so entertaining if you see this stuff.
We're going to go down the line. I'm going to get the audience coming for the repeat. I'm going to say them out if you hear a name.
Scott Sanford's a jobber.
No, we're gonna start the chant. Channel 4. To the jobber chant.
Alex Sanford. Dolph Ziggler.
What's the question?
Because he was just getting so... He even started laughing at us after a while, and he had my brother's friend actually meet him after the show. He's like, "I want to see you at the end." So he had him come over the barricade, and they took a photo and got his autograph. And we were yelling like, "We remember you from NBC News." So Scott Sanford really getting a push by us. There's also this little aisleway. Some fans were coming down the aisle and like posing for pictures. I was actually free within the general admission, but I didn't get a chance to do that. You see this jobber making an entrance. And just overall, though, Access, though, is freaking amazing, man. I mean, for the $50 we spent, we got a good deal. I mean, I got 8 autographs. I met some big stars, too, like DDP, Steamboat, Simmons, Teddy Long. Those are some good people to meet. And I remember my brother made a comment to Simmons, like, hey, where's Butch Reed? And he's like, well, I want a full Doom reunion. And Simmons like, he'll be there Saturday. And sure enough, they were at the convention that we went to on Saturday. So, let me see if there's anything else here I want to talk about from this. Just looking at my photos right now. Yeah, so JBL call interrupting the Jimmy Hart signing. There were other guys at this thing, too. You know, you can't meet everybody. You only get 4 hours of time. I saw Dusty Rhodes was there. He was doing a signing. You saw the primetime players. You saw from the picture. Rosa Mendez was there. AJ Lee was there. She had a big line. My brother's friend went to go meet her. While we were waiting in line for Sin Cara, we could see, because she was in the line next to us, like they actually let you sit down in seats while you're rating, which was very good. This big fat guy handed her a bag, like a big pink bag. He must have been some kind of pervert or stalker. I don't know what he gave her, but he gave her some big bag, though, which is kind of interesting and unique. Don't know what that was all about. But she was there doing autographs, too. Pat Patterson was there. I don't know. It's hard to name every guy, but there were so many people there. I was just fortunate enough to meet 8 guys during that time frame, and I really had a good time at Access on Thursday night. We also stopped at the WWE store at the end. Another funny thing, too, is this fat CM Punk fan yelled to my brother's friend, who's a big Undertaker fan. He goes, "Undertaker sucks." And then my brother's friend says something along the lines of, "Go eat more at McDonald's, buddy. Eat another Big Mac." And my brother's like, "This guy's never seen a gym in his life." And everybody started cracking up. So we really were some of the most over people at Access. The fans loved us, and the wrestlers loved us. And I just wish we could have made it to TV, but I guess they never aired any Access footage on the WrestleMania show. All right, let's go to the next thing now. WrestleCon. I attended this on a Saturday morning, April 6th. I took a couple tours of the place, showing you who's walking around. Just a very entertaining experience overall here at WrestleCon, though. I'm going to go over some of my pictures. Let me just open up my album, see what I took pictures of, just to remind myself who I met that day. Alright, so there's a lot of like tables, people selling things. Funny thing, they had bootlegged DVDs there again, just like at the October one I went to. And I actually read on Sunday when I got home that the WWE had representatives there, and they caught the bootlegged DVD guy, and he got thrown out. How funny is that? So the first person I met that day was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! He gave me a big ho. Hell of a guy. Nice guy to me, at least. Where I told him he was my first wrestling figure. I had over 200, and he was very impressed with that. I showed him my autograph card that he sent me in the mail. Just a very silly guy. Yelled random hoes and USA chants throughout the day. And his wife was talking to my brother. She said something about that Kurt Hennig was a real ass. Apparently, Kurt Hennig's gimmick was the way he lived his real, was the way he appeared in real life. She really hated Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig for some reason. And Duggan's wife looks pretty good, too. If you just want to see some photos or pictures throughout the convention. But it was very funny, though, that she was there. I went up to Kevin Nash's table. we talked a bit too. Very funny, nice guy. Nash was telling me about. We talked about where's his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 gear from when he was Super Shredder. And Nash was like, yeah, I do that at comic book conventions and stuff like that. And I also mentioned to him about when him and Scott Hall teamed up at 91 WCW when he was Oz and Hall was the Diamond Stud. And he actually remembered who their opponents even were. He's like, yeah, we faced Big Josh and Tom Sink. I'm like, wow, I'm surprised he remembered that. Because a lot of times wrestlers forget things. Armando Estrada, hell of a guy, man. You see a picture of this fan dressing up like him. He only charged me $5 for a photo with him. Most of these wrestlers are charging $15, $20. As these conventions are mad expensive, man. Each wrestler charges you $15 or $20 just to either take a photo or get a photograph. You do both, you're paying double that. It's crazy. And then on top of that, you pay a $15, $20 admission just to get in. But so Estrada only charged $5. I thanked him for his reasonable prices though, and said he was a really nice guy to me. And I said, "Where's your museum today?" 'Cause he had a nice museum in October, but he didn't have it this day. I also met the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I had a good laugh with him. Told him he had a great gimmick and everything. I asked him a question about the Legion of Doom title change, but he didn't have any memory about that. Jake the Snake Roberts was with Diamond Dallas Page at their table. I didn't get to meet them. Well, I was actually right next to them talking to them a lot, but I didn't pay any of them any money or anything. Because their prices were a bit high. But Jake was just very, very energetic. He really enjoyed this DDP yoga thing and how he was in so much better shape. At one point, he was running around the building. And he almost ran my brother over. I'm like, look out. And my brother's like, he must really enjoy being in good shape again. He's so happy. And Jake the Snake Roberts, big smiles throughout this convention, you can see there. I also got to see the Iron Cheeky baby. Very funny guy here. I was taking photos there of some of the fans. And I yelled to him, Russia #1, Iran #1, USA, pah! And Cheeky baby. Man, he was great. And then he was laughing about that. And then I talked to him on Sunday too, actually, the next day when I went back. He was criticizing my Ultimate Warrior shirt. I'm like, what are you going to do? You going to go slap him? You can make the Ultimate Warrior humble again? He's like, you know it, brother. You know it. Cheeky baby #1. And I asked him, what's up now? I read you hate Jim Brunzell now. Is it Jim Brunzell or Brian Blair? And he's like, well, I partly hate both men. So he hates both of them now. I got to meet my childhood hero, the Berserker, and we yelled, Husk! 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 We got to yell Husk together. How great is that? He's a big man. Look at him wearing this Minnesota wrestling shirt. And I got him to go Husk. I told him, you're in great shape, Berserker. Why don't you come back? And he said Vince McMahon has approached him about coming back. But for some reason, he just retired from wrestling. He doesn't want to go back, and he works at some kind of car dealership. Many great superstars were there. Kurt Angle was there. I got a little quick shot of him. Hulk Hogan was there. I didn't really want to pay the $150 to meet him, but fans were opening up the curtain. I got a little quick sneak peek of him. I saw the Hulkster. I got some pictures and video footage of it. The legendary Bill Apter from the Wrestling Observer was there. He was getting interviewed by some people. We talked to him briefly. Rob Van Dam was there the whole fucking show, man. My buddy Scott Goldstein even got to talk to him for a little bit. Superstar Billy Graham was there with a tough bodyguard. But look, I still got a shot of him. Jim the Anvil Neidhart was there. Very funny guy. I told him to pull on his beard and do the laugh, which he did. And later on, he got hot and actually took off his shirt. Look at that fat body. How did the beautiful Natalia Neidhart come from that? I also got to meet two legendary fans. The tie-dye shirt guy was there. And Vladimir, the super fan, was there. I yelled, there he is, the legendary Vladimir, the guy at the MSG shows. Vladimir turns around, we pose for a picture. He gives me the choke slam. I'm like, Vladimir, it's nice to meet you. I remember you. Even at Halloween Having 92, you were next to the ECW straw hat guy. My brother poses for a picture with some funny guy in a panda suit. I don't know what the hell he was plugging. Raven was there signing photos, man. I got to meet the lovely Mickie James. And then when I was going to be next, Bill Apter cut me in line to go meet her. But look at the close-up shot I got of her. Then there's a picture of myself with Mickie James. And Mickie actually... she actually touched me in the ass and said something about like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm like, no, Mickie, that's cool with me. I really appreciate that. And I told Mickie that I wrote her some fan mail, and she said something about, yeah, she does accept mail to that address. And she said she mailed it already. I'm like, oh crap, maybe it got lost or something. But I got home that day, and I did get my autograph back from Mickie. What a beautiful girl and a lovely person. I love Mickie James. As you see a picture here from Paul London, he was there with Brian Kendrick on Saturday. You're not going to believe this. Kendrick was passed out on the table. I don't know if he didn't get enough sleep or if he was drunk or what happened. But my brother offered to buy him a coffee, and then he just went home. It was really funny watching him all passed out, though, on the table. I couldn't believe how many marks were at this convention. There's even a sign that says, "Barbershop window. Reserve the rights to make fun of anyone carrying a replica wrestling belt. You're not a wrestler. Stop it." The perfect sign, man. These guys were such freaking marks. They were walking out their title belts, thinking they're someone famous. They were like comparing autographs. It just makes you embarrassed to be a wrestling fan sometimes. Who else did I get to meet there? We got Tommy Dreamer there talking to a fan. You got Beth Phoenix there, who looks so much different now. She's so beautiful. Look at Beth Phoenix. She was sitting next to Carlito. The Massive Warlord was there. His arms are still huge. These guy's in his early 50s. He looks like he hits the gym all the time. Armando Estrada was there hugging a fan. Even Mike McGurk, the ring announcer, was there. I got a picture of her there. Nikolai Volkov was there singing the Russian national anthem going, "Hello, no, no, no." Who else was there? You got Ron Simmons and Butch Reed there as Doom. The Slickster came up to go visit his man. He actually gave Butch Reed a hug, which I got video footage and photo. Simmons is turning around saying, "Damn, I wish Slick was my manager too," or something. The Gang was there. He was so funny. He was yelling, "Woo!" Got a picture of me and the Gang. I loved it. I told him I was a big Akeem mark, and he was so entertaining me. I also got a picture of him talking to Dreamer. Yo, Marty Jannetty was there. I told him how I was the guy that used to work with Powers, and we talked on the internet a few years ago. And I asked him if this was his real Facebook, because he was looking for Honky. He said that was definitely him. And he told me he tries to call Powers, and they never were able to reach each other. So I was the messenger for Marty and Powers to deliver messages back and forth so they can meet up later. Look at Marty's photo, though. He looks like he's truly rocking, always tired and exhausted. Lita was even there. I got a little picture of her. She looks a little bit skinnier. Slick meeting everybody. Not only did he go meet the Gang and Butch Reed, but I got a picture here of him talking to DDP. They're exchanging numbers, and Jake's yelling some stuff. You had the Shockmaster there in gimmick. Very entertaining stuff. Goldust was there in gimmick. He was making the fans laugh. The Hurricane and Molly Holly were there. Even Mantar. I got a little picture of him in the background. I got to meet the Lanny Poffo the Genius. We've been talking on the internet for 5 years. He was even a guest on my radio show. The fans were all surrounding Lanny. They loved him. The Australian fans were like, wanted to hear his stories. He was a great guy, Lanny Poffo. Virgil was there. Virgil was hilarious. He was trying to plug his merchandise so much. He was asking me, my brother, buy me on the Arsenio Hall DVD. Buy this 8x10 of me at Survivor Series. I actually talked to Virgil. I mentioned the Subway story. He said basically TMZ paid him $100, and then they made up a sensationalized story about like him trying to make money off autographs at the subway station, and they were just stalking him and following him around. Funny ass stuff. Virgil talked to me more on Sunday. I'll get into that a little bit later. The lovely Maria was there taking photos with the fans. Oh my God, so many people. I got a little snapshot of Hogan in the background, as you can see in this one picture. I got to meet the Young Stallions, Paul Roman, Jim Powers. Powers says he hasn't been getting back to me recently because he had to go through 3 hip replacement surgeries. It's crazy. Roma, very nice guy too. He even signed an extra 8x10 for me. I brought one Power signed for me 5 years ago and he met me. And Roma decided to sign it too. Kevin Sullivan, he looked like he was very sad in a bad mood. I mentioned his buddy Scott Goldstein was looking for him. Let's smile for the camera. He gave me a big good grin. Apparently Jameson was there too. I did not see him though. Bobby Heenan was there too. I didn't see him either until Sunday. I guess he came after I left. But there were so many great legends though at this thing. Lex Luger was there. I didn't see him either. He looked pretty bad though. His face getting very thin. Paul Orndorff was there. He didn't look too good either. Mr. Fuji was there. He looked much better than he did in the past. And Demolition was there. I actually bumped into Smash by accident, knocked over his luggage. But I thanked him for giving me stuff in the mail. WrestleCon on Saturday. Great time, though. Great memories. I love seeing the wrestlers. I even got a video of Hogan chatting with the fans. Bill Apter interviewed people. Kurt Angle talking to fans. So many great little small clip videos I got. Slick talking to his man Butch Reed. Awesome stuff. Now let's go to Sunday's edition of WrestleCon, which happened on April 7th, the day of WrestleMania. Alright, I got to meet my hero at the end, the Ultimate Warrior. I told him about how Jim Powers and I worked with him. And how the Warrior was, my my favorite wrestler growing up, along with Savage. And I told him about how Powers, Warrior, Bulldogs, and Owen were grouped together. And he said, yeah, that's true, what Powers told me. And I told him when I first started watching wrestling, he was in the feud with Papa Shango, and Shango was putting curses on him. And I was pretty much scared of Shango. Warrior gave me a big laugh. He doesn't look that tall, though. Look at me. I'm 6'1.5", and it looks like we're about the same height. Maybe he's a half-inch taller. I wonder if Warrior's wearing stilts or he just shrunk. Yo, the Blue Meanie was there. He was giving good laughs. Virgil was there again on Sunday. Virgil was talking to me so much on Sunday. We talked about the Sid angle and the broken nose. I'm like, Virgil, you want more merchandise? Why don't you go bring the mask you wore when Sid injured you? And he said something about, like, he was supposed to work some big program with Sid, and he warned Sid about he could break his leg if he didn't know what he was doing off the top rope, and sure enough, that happened years later. Virgil also told me, man, don't mess with Butch Reed. That guy's going to kick your ass. He's a legitimate tough guy. Virgil asked me to take some pictures of him with the fans or something like that. He was trying to plug all his merchandise. He was great, talking to me about Bret Hart and stuff. Virgil, you're the man, Virg. You're so funny. I love how you just talk to me so much. And, like, I don't even know, like, sometimes I'm not even saying things. He's like, just approaching me. Virgil loved me. Beth Phoenix looking beautiful again next to Carlito. She's so hot. I should have gotten a picture with her. You got the gang and Butch Reed showing up to the building. Virgil talking to the Natural. RVD was there with Bill Alfonso today. Sabu was there too. I don't have any pictures though of Sabu. I met Bret Hart back in 2008. I saw him again though today on Sunday. I asked him how Dynamite Kid's doing, if they stay in touch. He said they do. Bret's smiling a little bit. They got a little ring set up in the background. I really probably wasn't even going to see Bret. My plan was just to go meet Warrior that day and then come back. But what they did was they set up the Warrior thing was you had to go in certain blocks. And I was towards the end of the day, so I basically had to spend the rest of the day at the convention. And then I met Warrior towards the end. Head Shrinker Samu was there. I gave him some of his matches in the past. He brought his whole family, did some little cool poses. Headbanger Thrasher was there. This is pretty funny. I was filming him, and he was filming me back. As you can see in this picture, he's got a camera filming me while I'm filming him. He had a good laugh about that and pointed at me. London and Kendrick were back, and Kendrick said he was fine. I talked to him about yesterday's incident. He said, yeah, he was kind of passed out and tired, but he's fine today and everything. They had a good time with the fans. I actually saw Kendrick at some people's table later buying merchandise, like from Superstar Billy Graham. Tony Atlas was there taking a nap, and then later on I saw him, and I bought some of his artwork. What a deal he gave me. I didn't even know he's an artist. I told him I knew Bret Hart was. I knew Jerry Lawler's an artist, and Damien Demento. I didn't know you were. He said, $20. I'll give you the artwork, autograph it, and take a picture. So we took 2 photos. There's the cool art picture. Look at that photo of him and Andre. It looks fantastic. He also had pictures of him drawing like Undertaker, Michaels, Cena, a lot of other big names. William Regal was there. I took a picture of him talking to Kevin Sullivan there. ECW's Jason was there. I have a picture of him right there. Deborah McMichael was there. The Steiner brothers were there. Look at them signing autographs and talking. I also asked Tony Atlas earlier too about the Saba Simba. Where's his merchandise for that? I said Vince won't let him sell that. Carlito was there. I said, Carlito, you got to come back into the big times and be in WWE again. He says he thinks it will happen one day. I told him how I met Epico pretty much a few days ago. Angelina Love was there. She looking hot. She met DDP later in the day. Jushin Thunder Liger was there in full gimmick. Hilarious. Bobby Heenan was there. It's sad how he looks. I approached his table and talked to him, though. I told him, I really miss you and Grill Monsoon together. You were like the Abbott and Costello of the WWF. Prime Time was great, and he said he misses Monsoon too and thanked me. You had Elijah Burke and Jay Lethal there. I was mixing up Elijah Burke. I called him Kofi Kingston by accident. This is, I don't follow Curb Product too much. Mickey James was there again, looking hot as ever. I told her the car arrived and thanked her. Rhino was there. He looked like he wanted to gore the hell out of somebody. Virgil was there again, as I mentioned before. There was this awesome Macho Man fan. He was so great. He had the mannerisms of the Macho Man. He talked just like him. He looked like him. I actually became his personal cameraman. He wanted to meet Jake. I gave him a tour of how to get there. But on the way, all the fans were stopping us. Macho Man fan was amazing. The wrestlers were even marking out. I got video footage right here. I'll show you right now. We got clips here. You got DDP wanting to meet the Macho Man fan. You got Jake the Snake meeting the Macho fan. Blue Meanie marking out. Jay Lethal and Elijah Burke marking out. The Macho Man fan. Classic stuff. Dreamer meets the Steiner brothers. More of Jake the Snake. Brutus Beefcake talking to the gang and Sullivan. I guess they're trying to get the Dungeon of Doom back together with Zodiac, Gang, and Sullivan. There's this other guy. I don't know who he is. We had Valentine, Gang, Sullivan, and Beefcake in a picture with some other guy. I don't even recognize him. But that was pretty cool stuff. I actually told Valentine, I'm like, you never age, brother. And he's like, yo, thank you, man. Beefcake laughed when I mentioned the Zodiac gimmick. Let's see, who else was there? So many great people. The Boogeyman was just walking around doing crazy dancing and stuff. He was very entertaining. Gotta love the Boogeyman. I finally got a picture of him. I kept trying to snap something, but he was always on the move. The only person I found to be really an asshole at this was Terry Runnels. On Saturday, I was just walking around holding my camera, not even turned on. The security guard yells at me. Then on Sunday, we're filming stuff with the Macho Man fan. She's got no line. She directly yells at me. She's like, excuse me, I'm trying to get a picture. This is my line. Please go somewhere else. Terry Runnels, you're just out there for the money. You're not out there for the fans or the support. Get the hell out, Terry. We hate you. What else do we got here? You gotta check out these YouTube clips, man, of the Macho Man fan. I hope Aftershock's gonna show you them. He was amazing. I mean, Blue Meanie marking out for him. Burke and them marking out for him. DDP meets Angelina Love. Beefcake talking with Duggan's wife. I got so much amazing footage from this, and I really enjoyed WrestleCon. What an amazing day, amazing convention. I told you this before, the price is ridiculous what they charge, but I got so much stuff. There's even this one vendor I actually bought from on Saturday. He had all these autographs. I knew they were legit because I write to some of the wrestlers in the mail. He was charging like $2 to $5 an autograph. The most expensive one I bought was $15, which was Jimmy and the Nasty Boys all on one. But I got like 12 autographed 8x10s just for $60. Great deal. WrestleCon, what an amazing experience. Access, amazing experience. I'm glad I didn't go to that crappy WrestleMania. I spent probably $250, maybe even a little bit more. But I got to meet all my cool wrestling friends. Probably over $300, yeah. But this was much more entertaining than sitting at a shitty WrestleMania. Now let's talk about that WrestleMania anyway, okay? First of all, apparently The Rock was injured. He didn't even appear at Raw tonight. As he said, he was sent home. And let's talk a little bit about WrestleMania. I thought it was like an average show, not that bad. Some people said it was terrible, though. But don't forget, that WrestleMania a couple years ago when Cena faced The Miz, the main event, that was just horrendous. All right, first of all, they put the Antonio Cesaro match against The Miz on the pre-show. What the joke is, they make a title change on the pre-show, and then they don't even show it, like, on the pay-per-view. Like, say you ordered the pay-per-view, there was, like, maybe an internet-only match or something. You couldn't even see it on pay-per-view. The first match, then, is The Shield against the Orton, Sheamus, and Big Show. Shockingly, The Shield gets the win. Big Show gets pissed and turns on his partners after the match. Wasn't the Big Show just a heel just like a month or two ago? He has to turn heel again already? It's crazy. Mark Henry and Ryback, nothing special. I'm very shocked that Mark Henry went over here. Team Hell No against Ziggler and Langston, an okay match. Kane and Bryan retain. I expected that though because they just lost the match on Raw. I was shocked as hell that Fandango went over against Chris Jericho. He should have turned around too because William Garcia didn't even pronounce his name right. Also, it sucked they had like no segments. They didn't show anything from Access. They didn't have interview segments or legends like dancing backstage or anything. They had like commercials instead. What kind of bullshit was that? I thought it was funny too when JBL was beating up that Rey Mysterio figure. That was very comical. I hate Rey too. Alberto Del Rio against Jack Swagger. A very good match. I was kind of hoping Swagger would win, but Del Rio went over. The Zeb Coulter promo was a classic about the immigrants and how they're taking over our country. Taker beats Punk as expected. Very good match though between those guys. Gotta appreciate it. Hunter and Brock kind of boring, but it was nice having Michaels at ringside. Funny when he came in, tried to sweet chin music, and Brock just tossed him. Triple H gets the win in the end though. The Rock and Cena, decent match overall. Cena gets the win. It's funny they canceled that 8-man tag that they were supposed to have. I heard good things about the Hall of Fame as well. Bob Backlund going nuts and being all in character and gimmick. Bruno was there. Who knows how everything turned out. Maybe I'll see it on TV or on YouTube at some point. Hall of Fame, though, sounds very interesting. So that's all my footage for now for the convention, for WrestleMania weekend, WrestleMania itself. Raw is going on right now as we speak. This is being pre-taped, just so you guys know. I'm filming this right now Monday night. It's around like 9:45 at the moment. I hope you guys really enjoyed all this footage though from the convention and Access. I just had a freaking good ass time here seeing all this stuff. Aftershock, you have any TNA news, any comments about WrestleMania, my exposure at the convention, any other news going on? Feel free to mention it here. Also at the convention, Outback Jack was supposed to come. He never showed up though. He must have been ill or something. Danny Davis was at the convention too. I never got to see him though. Just amazing stuff though. You gotta see my videos and photos.
Well, I'm going to give you guys my brief opinion on WrestleMania. But first, it was reported that at the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, the New York crowd decided to be very disrespectful towards certain individuals that got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's what WWE gets for inducting pointless people into the WWE Hall of Fame, such as Donald Trump. And what the hell is he doing in the Hall of Fame? He's not a wrestler. I can understand if you're a manager or something, but man, what the hell? And, the crowd wasn't having that, I guess. They were a little pissed off. Now, my overall opinion on WrestleMania, I mean, in my opinion, I thought it started off pretty good. Not really that bad at all. And, you know, as the night went on, and as soon as we got to the CM Punk Undertaker match, the show climaxed to its highest, best point, because that was probably the best match of the night. And then everything just dropped right off. Whoosh, that's it. We had a world title match. The Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger, and the match was alright, but the crowd was not into the match at all. It was very strange. And then we had Triple H versus Brock Lesnar, which was kind of boring compared to what they were trying to make it out to be. And then last but not least, we had The Rock versus John Cena, which they tried to build this match up to be something that's, in my opinion, making John Cena win clean over The Rock, and then having The Rock give John Cena a hug and, raising his hand up in the air. What the hell kind of crap is that? Are they passing the torch over to John Cena? Are you kidding me? What is wrong with WWE? First of all, they should have made CM Punk's match the main event. At least that match was good. Secondly, they should have took the advantage that they had. They should have took the opportunity to give John Cena a heel turn at the biggest pay-per-view of the year. That is what the crowd was waiting for. Now, if you watch WrestleMania, you know what I'm talking about. The crowd was dead at the end. When John Cena won the match, the crowd was dead. It's like they were in disbelief. They're like, what the hell did I just watch? Wow, Cena wins the WWE title again? How freaking 2006 is that? Jeez. Anyways, I think WWE should have turned John Cena heel. And then, after John Cena turned heel, I think, they should have went on from that, because, the crowd already hate John Cena. Like, what the hell is the point? He basically is a heel. He's an annoying piece of crap that never goes away. Now, what pisses me off is that, you pay, $60 or $70 for WrestleMania, and, the show's mediocre. It's not the greatest. But then all of a sudden, this is what really pisses me off. The next night, you flick over on USA Network or whatever channel you watch Raw on, and what the hell? What do you see? You see WWE booking a Monday Night Raw better than what they did with WrestleMania. They had 2 title changes on Monday Night Raw. 2 title changes. They had a world title change They had an Intercontinental title change. They had Dolph Ziggler running out, cashing in his briefcase, actually winning the world title. And they had Wade Barrett beating that no talent, The Miz, for the Intercontinental title. He should have never had that belt to begin with. And then all of a sudden, we had a crazy crowd. The crowd was so crazy. I can't believe how dead the crowd was at WrestleMania. Like, what, 85,000 people? And then over on Raw, you're in the Izod Center. I don't know how many, that's, what, 20,000 people? I'm not sure. 20,000 people outdoes 85,000. That crowd was insane. They're chanting, Fandango. His song, his theme song. They're actually singing it. And, after the event was over, they actually went out into the confession stands, still singing Fandango's song, dancing around. And when they left the arena, they actually went into the transit area in New Jersey. And they were still singing it on the streets. When the hell was the last time that ever happened at a WWE event? And as you can see, if you were watching Raw, John Cena did not get a reaction that, John Cena, he's not over with the crowd anymore. He's so damn stale. When Ryback came out at the end of the event, I assumed that WWE was trying to make Ryback turn into a heel. I believe that was a heel turn. But the way it came off on TV, thanks to the crowd actually took Ryback's heel turn, and they actually somehow it didn't come off as a heel turn. But if you muted the TV and you weren't listening to the crowd, it looked like a heel turn. But the crowd, if you listen to it with the crowd, when Ryback came out and attacked John Cena, the crowd was fully behind Ryback. They were chanting Ryback. They're chanting, "Feed me more." The only thing I can say is a great moment to be Ryback, because I'm pretty sure the creative team has no choice but to give Ryback a push now, because, man, he had everybody behind him last night on Raw. That was insane. Now, if they continue to bury Ryback, or whatever the case may be, and they continue to push John Cena, WWE is making a big, big mistake. Ryback is over with the people. When was the last time WWE had a babyface that was really over with the fans? I think they better do something with Ryback before it's too late, before they ruin it. WWE usually, for some stupid reason, they don't give the fans what they want. They want to shove everything up the fans' asses and force the fans to like what they want them to like. And I think right now, they need to go with Ryback. Ryback, they need to book a match between Ryback and John Cena. Perhaps this will be the match where Cena turns heel. It would be perfect. The only problem with that is, the reason CM Punk turned heel to begin with was because he didn't want to be second behind John Cena as a babyface. So now if John Cena turns heel, it's going to be an issue for CM Punk. He's going to be pushed out of the picture. I believe that CM Punk is going to suffer the same fate that Bret Hart suffered, because I believe back in the 90s, that's the reason why Bret Hart turned heel, is because Shawn Michaels was hogging up the babyface scene, and Shawn Michaels became the #1 babyface. And what the hell's the point of being number 2? So Bret Hart decided to be a heel, and then came along Stone Cold, and then before you know it, Shawn Michaels was being a heel in DX. So what the hell? He got pushed out of the company. And I believe the same thing's going to happen to CM Punk eventually. So overall, WrestleMania was mediocre. Raw was awesome. I don't know how WWE managed to do that, but it makes you wonder, are you going to go into order next year's WrestleMania? Because if this trend continues, I mean, what the hell's the sense of order in it? You might as well wait till the Raw next day after WrestleMania, because, you know, you're not... There really isn't nothing special at WrestleMania except for probably Taker and CM Punk match. Meanwhile, on Raw, you know, the crowd was insane. You had pretty good matches. You know, it was actually pretty damn good Raw. I'm surprised